So Arkaim has been described as Russia's Stonehenge. Now this is quite intriguing because it's a very similar latitude to Stonehenge.
In the vast, untamed wilderness of the Southern Urals, Siberia, where prehistoric monuments showcase the ingenuity of ancient civilizations, an extraordinary site stands as a guardian of forgotten times, transporting archaeologists to a lost world that once flourished in secrecy. This isn't just any ancient city, it is known as the Russian Stonehenge, challenging the mainstream historical narrative. How did this ancient civilization remain hidden for 4,000 years, concealing the enigma of a previously unknown civilization? Join us as we explore the mystery of the lost city in Siberia that breaks history, unearthing the ancient secret. The remarkable discovery of Arkaim in 1987 is a fascinating tale of serendipity and scientific curiosity. The site, found during a survey conducted by a Soviet archaeological team led by Gennady Zdanovich, a prominent archaeologist from the Chelyabinsk University, was stumbled on by the team who were initially investigating the area through a survey in preparation for the construction of a reservoir for the Bolshaya Karaganka River. The initial survey was planned to ensure that no significant historical or cultural artifacts end up being destroyed by the flooding of the area. However, during their fieldwork, Zdanovich and his team noticed unusual earthworks and geometric patterns in the soil, which indicated the presence of ancient structures beneath the surface. Intrigued by these findings, the team began a systematic excavation, and as they unearthed the first layers of soil, they uncovered the remains of a large, circular fortified settlement. The discovery was groundbreaking, as it revealed a previously unknown Bronze Age civilization. This discovery sparked a wave of excitement and curiosity within the archaeological community. By challenging existing notions about the development of early societies in the Eurasian steppe and provided new insights into the technological and cultural advancements of the Bronze Age. After the discovery, the Soviet government halted the construction of the reservoir to preserve the site, approving and allowing for more extensive archaeological work to be conducted, also providing funding for research and conservation efforts, highlighting the significance of Arkaim as a cultural and historical treasure. The discovery gained international attention and was featured in numerous academic journals, documentaries, and media reports, attracting archaeologists, historians, and researchers from around the world, as well as cementing its status as one of the most important archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Following the initial find, more excavations at Arkaim revealed a wealth of artifacts and information, with researchers and archaeologists uncovering pottery, tools, weapons, and remains of dwellings, all of which provided valuable insights into the daily lives of the settlement's inhabitants. The site also yielded evidence of advanced metallurgical practices, with numerous bronze artifacts found throughout the area, shedding light on a previously unknown civilization and opening up new avenues of research into the history of the Eurasian steppe. Alongside Zdanovich, several other archaeologists and researchers contributed to the exploration of Arkaim, including Konstantin Kolodov, who worked extensively on understanding the site's astronomical significance. Gennady Zdanovich and his team's work not only preserved an invaluable piece of history, but also inspired future generations of archaeologists to explore the ancient past of this fascinating region. The enthralling landscape that captured the world. Arkaim is located in the Southern Urals, a region that acts as a natural boundary between Europe and Asia, and lies in the Chelyabinsk Oblast of Russia, near the northern border of Kazakhstan. The Arkaim is located 400 kilometers to the south-southwest of Chelyabinsk at the confluence of the Utayganka and Big Karagank rivers. Meanwhile, the regional soils are characteristic of the moderately freezing lands with continental climate. The gentle rolling slopes, a main feature of the area surrounding Arkaim, provided a strategic advantage for the dwellers at the time, serving as a clear sightline for defense and also for monitoring the movements of people and animals across the plain. Besides a good vantage point, the dwellers of the Arkaim had good weather conditions, and this meant warm temperatures during the summer and very cold temperatures in the winter. The harmony in the temperature of the region, along with the presence of the Bolshaya Karaganka River, made the area habitable with a vital water source for drinking, agriculture, and for the dwellers. And as the people thrived, so did the flora and fauna of the area. The area now known as Arkaim was likely chosen for its strategic advantages, such as the elevated position on the steppe that provided natural defenses against potential invaders. Additionally, The site's position along ancient trade routes facilitated the exchange of goods and cultural influences with neighboring regions, enhancing its economic and cultural significance. While it thrived as a standalone, Arkaim is part of a larger complex of archaeological sites known collectively as the Country of Towns, which includes several other fortified settlements dating back to the Bronze Age. These sites are scattered across the Southern Urals and share similar architectural and cultural features, suggesting a network of interconnected communities. The Southern Urals region has a rich cultural history, with evidence of human habitation dating back to the Paleolithic era, and the site has become a popular destination for both tourists and researchers, with facilities developed to accommodate visitors, including a small museum and visitor center. The architectural wonder, like its famous counterpart in England, Arkaim, the Russian Stonehenge, is notable for its circular design, which is quite rare for Bronze Age settlements. The structure is made up of two concentric circles of walls, with the entire complex spanning approximately 20,000 square meters. The outer diameter of the settlement is about 170 meters, and the inner diameter is approximately 85 meters. The outer wall of Arkaim used a construction technique that involved creating a framework of wooden beams filled with adobe bricks, providing both strength and flexibility, and measures about 5 meters in thickness and around 2 to 3 meters in height. This wall was designed not just for defense, but also to outline the boundary of the settlement. Similarly, the inner wall, also made from a mix of adobe and timber, encloses the central part of the settlement and is smaller in scale compared to the outer wall, but is also built with similar techniques. It helps to define a secondary, more secure area within the settlement, possibly reserved for more important functions or inhabitants. In addition to the robust outer and inner walls, Arkaim's defensive features included towers and bastions. Inside the settlement, there are about 60 semi-subterranean houses arranged in a radial pattern around the central square. Each dwelling is rectangular, with an area of around 120 to 180 square meters. The houses were partially dug into the ground, providing insulation against the harsh climate, and the walls of the dwellings were constructed from wooden frames filled with mud bricks, with the roofs likely thatched or covered with wooden planks. At the heart of Arkaim is a central square, roughly 25 meters in diameter, and it is believed that this open area might have served as a communal space for social gatherings, ceremonies, or markets because of its location at the intersection of radial and concentric pathways. The structure features a network of streets and pathways, which expand from the central square and follow the concentric layout of the walls, allowing efficient movement within the settlement and connecting different areas, including the entrances and dwellings. The four main entrances of Arkaim aligned with the cardinal points, north, south, east, and west, and each entrance was equipped with complex gate structures, providing both access control and additional defensive capabilities. These gates were likely guarded and could have been closed during times of threat. The site's unique circular layout and advanced construction techniques suggested a high level of social organization and architectural knowledge before our time. Additionally, the unearthing of Arkaim also showed a sophisticated water management system due to its location near the Bolshaya Karaganka River. Inside the settlement, evidence of wells and drainage systems were discovered by archaeologists, indicating an advanced understanding of water collection and distribution. Although Arkaim was suspected of being a settlement for the dwellers, there are indications of communal and possibly ritualistic structures within the structure due to materials that have been unearthed from it. The mystery of vanished Arkaim dwellers. Evidence showed that Arkaim was abruptly abandoned after only a few generations of occupation, despite its sophisticated urban planning, fortifications, and apparent prosperity. What could have been the reason? The exact reasons behind this sudden desertion remain a subject of ongoing research and debate among archaeologists and historians. The archaeological excavations at Arkaim revealed a wealth of information about the daily lives, social structures, and technological advancements of its inhabitants. However, despite all that was uncovered, no clear evidence has been found to indicate the cause of Arkaim's abandonment. Unlike many ancient settlements that were destroyed by warfare or natural disasters, Arkaim does not show signs of violent destruction or catastrophic events, and instead appears to have been deliberately and systematically vacated. Several theories have been proposed to explain the abandonment of Arkaim. These theories can be broadly categorized into environmental, social, and economic factors, with each theory providing a plausible explanation, though none have been definitively proven, and it is possible that a combination of factors contributed to the site's desertion. One of the most widely accepted theories is that environmental changes played a crucial role in the abandonment of Arkaim. The region around Arkaim is known to have experienced significant climatic fluctuations during the Bronze Age. Evidence from paleoenvironmental studies suggests that the area underwent periods of severe drought, which would have dramatically affected agriculture and water supply. The inhabitants of Arkaim were heavily reliant on agriculture, animal husbandry, and access to water resources, and a prolonged drought would have led to crop failures, decreased livestock productivity, and a critical shortage of water, making it increasingly difficult for the community to sustain itself. As a result, the residents may have been forced to leave in search of more hospitable environments where resources were more abundant. In addition to drought, changes in river courses could have also contributed to the abandonment, as shifts in the river's course or a decrease in water flow could have led to a water crisis, prompting the residents to relocate. Additionally, other social and economic factors are also considered significant in understanding why Arkaim was abandoned. The Sintashta culture, to which Arkaim belonged, was part of a broader network of settlements that shared cultural, technological, and trade links. Changes in trade routes, resource availability, or social structures within this network could have influenced the decision to leave Arkaim. One theory suggests that the social and economic structures of the community underwent significant changes that made it untenable for the inhabitants to remain. This could include shifts in leadership, internal conflicts, or changes in trade dynamics that made other locations more attractive. The residents might have migrated to neighboring settlements within the Sintashta culture, seeking better resources, new opportunities, or more stable social environments. Another possibility is that the abandonment of Arkaim was part of a larger pattern of migration within the Sintashta culture, as archaeological evidence from other Sintashta sites indicates a high degree of mobility, with communities frequently relocating in response to changing environmental or social conditions. Possible explanations. While several factors each provide compelling explanations, it is likely that the abandonment of Arkaim was due to a combination of these factors. This multifactorial explanation is supported by the lack of definitive evidence pointing to a single cause of abandonment, but instead suggests a gradual and systematic desertion of the site, indicative of a complex process influenced by multiple interrelated factors. The dwellers of the settlement were not destroyed by wars and strife or catastrophic events like earthquakes, but systematically vacated, with evidence of deliberate dismantling and removal of structures and artifacts. Many dwellings show signs of careful deconstruction, with building materials such as timber and adobe bricks being removed and repurposed, suggesting that the inhabitants planned their departure and took valuable resources with them, rather than fleeing in haste. Additionally, the lack of human remains and evidence of violent conflict further supports the theory of a systematic and peaceful abandonment, with burial mounds, kurgans, indicating formal burial rituals, and no signs of mass graves or violent deaths. Socio-political factors within the Sintashta culture and its interactions with neighboring groups may have also influenced the decision to abandon Arkaim, with changes in leadership, social structures, and trade dynamics creating conditions that made other locations more attractive or viable for settlement. The abandonment of Arkaim remains a subject of ongoing research and debate among archaeologists and historians, with continued excavations and interdisciplinary studies essential to uncovering more about the factors that led to the site's desertion and the broader historical context of the Sintashta culture. Future research directions include further paleo-environmental studies to provide more detailed information about the climatic conditions and environmental changes that affected Arkaim, comparative studies of other Sintashta and contemporary Bronze Age sites to identify common patterns and differences in settlement, abandonment, and migration, advanced technological analyses to enhance the understanding of Arkaim's layout, construction techniques, and artifact distribution, interdisciplinary approaches that integrate archaeology, anthropology, paleoclimatology, and other fields to provide a more holistic understanding of the factors influencing Arkaim's abandonment, and community engagement to foster a sense of ownership and responsibility towards the site. Support conservation efforts. and promote public awareness of its significance. The fate of the residents of Arkaim is a complex and multifaceted puzzle that continues to intrigue researchers and historians, with the combination of environmental stressors, social and economic dynamics, and broader historical context likely playing a role in the site's abandonment. Despite the challenges, ongoing research and interdisciplinary studies hold promise for uncovering more about this enigmatic settlement and the resilient community that once thrived there, serving as a testament to the adaptability and ingenuity of ancient cultures and a reminder of the delicate balance between humans and their environment. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. This lost city in Siberia breaks history. Arkaim, a discovery like no other that has continued to mystify anyone that cares to know what it was about. From the mystery surrounding the structure and construction of the site to the purpose it serves, no one truly knows how this mysterious site came to be. And the most important question that has been asked repeatedly was, who were the dwellers of this ancient city? And how did they build the city without the type of technology that exists today? To UFO enthusiasts, it can only mean the existence and the inputs of aliens on the site. But to archaeologists, this can be achieved by humans who were far more advanced than they should have been. Which further begs the questions, were its people part of a larger, lost civilization? Did they possess unique technologies or knowledge now forgotten? What secrets lie buried beneath its ruins, waiting to be uncovered? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Cultural and historical context of Arkaim. Links between Arkaim and the Sintashta culture go back to 2100 BC. This culture is named after the Sintashta archaeological site, located near the Ural River, and is known for its fortified settlements, advanced metallurgy, and early use of chariots. The inhabitants of Arkaim were likely part of a semi-nomadic society that engaged in a mix of agriculture, animal husbandry, and metallurgy, as shown by the structure, central plaza, and communal buildings. The people of Arkaim cultivated crops such as wheat and barley, and also raised livestock, including cattle, sheep, while the presence of horse remains and chariots indicates the importance of horse breeding and equestrian skills in their culture, and chariot remains pointed to the importance of warriors in Arkaim society. Chariots were likely used in warfare and possibly in ceremonial context, and burial sites with chariots and horses suggest that high-status individuals were given elaborate funerary rites. Similarly, metal artifacts and remains of smelting furnaces found at the site showed that the inhabitants of Arkaim were skilled metallurgists that produced bronze tools, pottery, and weapons. The production of bronze required sophisticated techniques, including the extraction of copper and tin, alloying, and casting, and it is also believed that the social structure of Arkaim likely included a mix of roles and responsibilities, with evidence suggesting the presence of warriors, artisans, and farmers. Arkaim's strategic location in the steppe region facilitated trade and interaction with neighboring cultures. Goods such as metals, pottery, and possibly textiles would have been exchanged, contributing to the economic prosperity of the settlement. Arkaim's position along ancient trade routes allowed for the movement of goods and ideas, and would have influenced the cultural and technological development of Arkaim. Evidence of trade includes foreign pottery styles and materials not native to the region. Religious and ritual practices played a significant role in the life of Arkaim's inhabitants, with archaeological evidence suggesting the presence of communal rituals and possibly astronomical observances. Burial mounds called kurgans found near Arkaim indicate complex funerary practices, as high-status individuals would have been buried with grave goods, including chariots, weapons, and ornaments, and the orientation and placement of burials suggest a belief system that included an afterlife and possibly ancestor worship. While Mesopotamian and Egyptian civilizations were more urbanized and had written records, Arkaim shares their emphasis on communal and religious structures, and the use of chariots and horses at Arkaim is comparable to their use in later Mesopotamian and Egyptian warfare and ceremonies, mythology, and mysticism. Every archaeological discovery ever made has had some mystery attached to it, whether they are true or not, and the Arkaim is no different. The Arkaim is enveloped in a tapestry of myths blending historical, cultural, and spiritual narratives. The site's circular design and the orientation of its structures suggest it may have been aligned with celestial bodies, and this duality echoes the multifaceted roles many ancient sites played in the lives of their inhabitants. A compelling aspect of Arkaim's mystique is its potential astronomical importance, as some researchers suggest it operated as an ancient observatory due to its circular design and structural alignments with celestial events. With pathways and openings that align with the sun during solstices and equinoxes, the site hints at a sophisticated understanding of astronomy by its builders, akin to other global observatories like Stonehenge and Machu Picchu. The Arkaim may have just been a peculiar discovery, but modern mystics view Arkaim as a place of power where Earth's energy is potent. Spiritual seekers visit to meditate, perform rituals, or seek enlightenment, believing the site holds ancient spiritual knowledge, and artifacts found, such as intricately decorated pottery and symbolic carvings, support this interpretation, suggesting rituals and spiritual practices were integral to Arkaim's culture. The local legends further enrich Arkaim's mysticism, suggesting it was built by a civilization with advanced knowledge, a civilization that vanished without a trace, ultimately evoking a mysterious past, blending historical memory with mythological storytelling. Such narratives add to Arkaim's allure, attracting those intrigued by lost civilizations and ancient wisdom. In contemporary Russia, Arkaim symbolizes national heritage and cultural pride of the country, celebrating the region's ancient past and its early inhabitants' ingenuity. It inspires literature, documentaries, and art, highlighting its mysterious qualities, and this modern reverence underscores Arkaim's status as a cultural icon that continues to inspire and intrigue. Presently, thousands of people, most of them foreigners to the region, visit Arkaim annually, especially during the summer solstice, for scientific lectures, spiritual workshops, and cultural festivities. Fortunately, these events blend traditional music, dance, and reenactments of ancient rituals, offering a vibrant homage to Arkaim's historical and mystical dimensions through the site's ability to evoke such diverse interpretations and reflecting its profound impact on human imagination and culture. Scientific studies and findings. Arkaim has been a focal point for scientific research since its discovery in 1987, with researchers from various disciplines, including archaeology, anthropology, and astronomy, studying the site and uncovering a wealth of information about the ancient people who once lived there. The site's meticulously planned circular layout, fortified by two concentric walls constructed from adobe bricks and timber, at least 60 semi-subterranean dwellings, each featuring hearths and storage pits, were evidence of intelligence, structure, and organization even at that time. These findings highlight the advanced urban planning and engineering skills of the Sintashta culture, demonstrating a society capable of sustaining itself through agriculture, animal husbandry, and sophisticated metallurgical practices. Among the numerous artifacts unearthed are intricately designed pottery, tools crafted from stone, bone, and bronze. The site's layout has also sparked interest in archaeoastronomy, with researchers proposing that its circular design may align with significant solar and lunar events, potentially marking solstices, equinoxes, and specific constellations, reflecting the inhabitants' deep understanding of celestial phenomena. Adjacent burial mounds, or kurgans, provide additional insights into Arkaim's social structure and religious beliefs, containing human remains accompanied by grave goods that offer clues about status symbols, funerary rituals, and afterlife beliefs. Genetic studies on ancient DNA from these remains aim to trace the origins and migrations of the Sintashta people, revealing connections with other ancient cultures across Eurasia and shedding light on their genetic diversity and population dynamics. Complementing archaeological findings, environmental studies reconstruct the ancient landscape and climate conditions through pollen analysis and sediment studies, providing evidence of local vegetation and agricultural practices that highlight how the Arkaim inhabitants adapted to and exploited their environment. This multidisciplinary approach, combining archaeological excavation with genetic, environmental, scientific, and even astronomical analyses, continues to unravel the complexities of Arkaim's past, providing a comprehensive understanding of its cultural, technological, and environmental contexts. Controversies and debate. Scholars and enthusiasts alike have engaged in intense discussions about the purpose, origins, and modern interpretations of the Russian Stonehenge, revealing the complexities of understanding such an enigmatic site. One of the central debates concerns the purpose of Arkaim, with some researchers arguing that it served as a fortified settlement due to its double ring of defensive walls and strategic elevated location in the Southern Urals. These proponents suggest that the site was a military stronghold designed to protect its inhabitants and resources. However, critics of this theory point to the absence of substantial military artifacts and emphasize the presence of residential structures within the walls, indicating a more multifaceted societal function beyond mere defense. Another significant debate focuses on Arkaim's cultural origins and connections, with some scholars advocating for the Indo-European migration theory, highlighting cultural and linguistic similarities between artifacts found at Arkaim and those of known Indo-European sites. They propose that the builders of Arkaim were part of a broader cultural migration into the region, but in contrast, skeptics warn against oversimplifying cultural affiliations based solely on material culture and call for more comprehensive genetic and archaeological studies to substantiate such claims. Beyond its archaeological and historical significance, Arkaim has also become a focal point for modern interpretations and misconceptions. It has attracted New Age spiritualists who attribute mystical and astronomical significance to its circular layout and alignments, drawing parallels with other historical sites like Stonehenge. While these interpretations contribute to public fascination, mainstream scholars often critique them for lacking empirical evidence and potentially distorting Arkaim's historical context. Furthermore, the site's preservation and research access present ongoing challenges. Conservation efforts aim to protect Arkaim from environmental degradation and unauthorized excavations, which are highly beneficial for maintaining its integrity and state for future study. However, balancing strict conservation measures with accessibility for educational tourism remains a delicate issue. Ensuring responsible tourism and research access is essential to both safeguarding the site and fostering a deeper understanding of its cultural and historical importance. Additionally, the interpretation of Arkaim has occasionally been influenced by nationalistic narratives, where it is portrayed as evidence of ancient advanced civilizations within modern-day Russia. Critics argue that such narratives often overlook the broader historical context and complexities, potentially leading to biased or politicized interpretations of the archaeological evidence. Preservation and tourism. With the site being designated as a protected archaeological and natural reserve to prevent unauthorized activities and ensure its integrity, preserving it and limiting the public's access to the site has been paramount. The Russian government, particularly through the Ministry of Culture, has allocated resources for ongoing conservation projects, which are supported by international collaborations that bring advanced preservation techniques. To enhance visitor engagement, visitors experience artifacts and insights into the ancient settlement through interactive exhibits and multimedia presentations. Guided tours, led by knowledgeable guides, provide detailed explanations of the site's history and archaeological significance, while educational programs and workshops engage visitors with lectures and hands-on activities that promote a deeper understanding of Arkaim's heritage. Cultural events, including historical reenactments and traditional festivals, celebrate the region's rich history and attract diverse audiences, fostering a connection between the past and the present. Ecotourism is promoted, allowing visitors to responsibly explore the surrounding natural landscapes, which include rolling steps, rivers, and wildlife, with eco-friendly initiatives ensuring minimal environmental impact. Accommodation and amenities, such as guest houses, camping facilities, cafes, and souvenir shops, enhance the visitor experience by providing comfort and convenience. However, the site faces challenges such as environmental degradation, tourism pressure, and the need for continuous funding and resources. Sustainable tourism practices and ongoing maintenance are essential to mitigate these issues, ensuring the site remains protected while accessible to visitors. Advanced technologies like 3D scanning and digital modeling hold promise for enhancing preservation efforts, while engaging the local community in preservation and tourism activities fosters a sense of ownership and responsibility towards Arkaim. Strengthening international collaborations can bring new perspectives, funding, and expertise, contributing to more effective preservation strategies. Expanding educational initiatives can raise awareness about the significance of Arkaim, encouraging broader support and participation in its preservation. These efforts collectively ensure that Arkaim continues to inspire and educate people from around the world, standing as a testament to human ingenuity and ancient civilization. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.